The first time I walked through the doors of Epic Church's Manioc campus, I sat in the back, in the very last row, because I was late. I was glad this was a church that met in a movie theater, because it was dark and no one seemed to notice me sneak in. I showed up right as the message was about to begin. There was an image of a boy wearing a red superhero cape, and the words, "I want to be great," were on the screen. This image and these words immediately sparked a tingle of emotion, and my eyes got a little misty. Already, I thought? Yes, I was getting choked up already, because it spoke to a long-lost part of my soul that once had a real relationship with her creator, and he had called her to be great. Where was that girl? Did she even still exist? At that point in my life, I was 32 years old, a single mom of an 8-month-old daughter. I was brokenhearted, lost, and emotionally exhausted. And there I was, all alone, holding back tears in the back of a dark movie theater, looking for hope in this little church called Epic. As Pastor Kent began to speak that morning, I looked around and wondered about the people there. They seemed like real people, and seemed to be after something that I desperately needed. I immediately thought that this was something I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to be a part of a community, a group, a team, something that mattered. Over the next couple of weeks, I continued to go to Epic, and I kept checking off the boxes on my connection card. It started with the "I want to follow Jesus" box, as a way to say I was rededicating my life, followed by "I want to serve on a team," followed by "I want to be in a life group," and then "I want to get baptized." And on it went, until the next thing I knew, I checked every box available. At this time, Epic was just opening their second location in Center City, so I signed up to serve there. One Sunday, while in the Center City location, I was sitting in the balcony, and once again holding back tears. God was speaking to me through the song, "One Thing Remains." He spoke to my broken heart that he hadn't given up on me. For the longest time, I couldn't sing the words, "Your love never fails, never gives up, never runs out on me," without getting choked up, which was pretty annoying to a girl who wasn't used to being randomly emotional. But his message was clear. He wasn't going to say he no longer wanted me. He wasn't going to move out. His love never runs out on me. I was beginning to see God move in my life, but the road was still full of bumps and bruises. It wasn't as easy as I hoped, but about 2 years later, while sitting in the same balcony, the worship leader Paul asked us to pause and consider all that God had already done for us. We often look ahead to what more we need, but he said, let's take a moment to ponder what he's already done. So I said, okay, God, show me. And as I did, I subconsciously looked to my left towards the seats where I used to sit back in those earlier days. And it was sort of like a vision. There I was, tears running down my face, losing my cool to the words, "Your love never fails, never gives up, never runs out on me." I saw myself sitting there, broken, my baby girl head snug against my chest in our hippie sling, and me desperately trying to stay strong for her. I saw the pain, I remembered the sorrow. And then I saw where I was in the present moment, and the contrast of how completely different I felt. I felt whole again. I felt happy. I was no longer broken. I was no longer angry over every little thing. I no longer felt emotionally destroyed. Most importantly, I knew there was a plan, and everything that had taken place in that part of my life, God was using to weave into a beautiful present and future. I was involved in a life group where my story and pain were being used in a way that could encourage others to take steps forward towards wholeness and healing like I had. And I was serving on a team on Sunday mornings, making those connections I had seen on that first morning in a dark movie theater in Manioc. Without even realizing it, I had become a part of something so much bigger than my own journey towards healing. Not only was I healing and growing, but I got to help others along the way. It was time to cry in that balcony again, but not in pain, this time in utter gratitude. God didn't give up on me. He didn't leave me in the pain of the choices I had made. When I took a step towards him, he didn't just meet me. He burst out, scooped me up, and twirled me around in a dance called life. Life with God in it. That's the kind of beautiful thing only God can do. And he chooses to use places like Epic where he finds willing hearts that will help in the mission of carefully piecing lives back together again.